Hello, welcome to a walkthrough tutorial of the game Morphboy. Um, so Morphboy is an infinite runner where you infinitely run to try to get the best score possible, all trying to avoid water, spike dudes, and also you don't want to run out of gas. So there's a pickup item in the game, which is like a little gas can that gives you more fuel so you can keep on going. So those are the three ways to lose, and then you're just trying to get the best score possible. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the game playing, and also I'm going to show you how the game was made. So there are going to be the two parts. On the website, you'll be able to see the section of the video. So if you want to just see how the game is made, you can go to that part. And if you want to see the walkthrough, you can just see it, or you can even actually play it yourself. There's going to be a link on the website where you can actually go and try it for yourself. And that brings us to my other point. While I play this, you'll see that the text is going to be really weirdly positioned, and that was just because I just did what is called the web build. So I had to kind of move stuff around, so it's going to look a little bit different. So with no further ado, let's go here. And also, sorry in advance for my voice. I have a cold right now, if you can't tell. So if I see that the video did not turn out really good, I'll definitely redo it. But we'll give it a go. So here we go. So this is the menu. Also, I'm not sure if the volume you'll be able to hear. I'm just going to lower it just in case. But yeah, so this, he's just kind of infinitely running until you start. Also, if you can hear the music, it's actually something I did myself. So I'm not considering myself a great musician, but it turned out pretty cool. So as you can see, score keeps on going up. And
Game.
I've just died. So this screen here, it's a game over screen. It shows you the score that you end up with, and you also see spike loops infinitely falling. So I thought it was kind of a cool effect to add here. Alright, so let's try again, and hopefully we'll do a little bit better. I'm also not very good at my own game,
Game.
as you can tell. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So you see the score keeps on going down. The gas keeps on going down, and when you pick up the gas, it goes back up. The score keeps on going up all the time, so I'm just trying to get. So you're just trying to get the better score possible to beat your friends. Yeah. If you can hear the music, it's something to hit yourself. And
Game.
also another feature I was working on, it's working, but it's not exactly working the way I want it to. It's that you can phase through stuff, morph through stuff, which is kind of ironic since that was the name of the game and the feature is not 100%, but I still think it's pretty cool. So by pressing tab, you can actually morph through stuff, so go through stuff. Right now he's just showing blue when you're morphing. Also, you have to be careful because you can actually go through the floor, which it's intended to do that. So if you just kind of morph all the time, you'll just die. So you want to kind of pick your morph times. So here I'm going to morph just to show you. So see how he turns blue? So I can go, ooh, and go through stuff. You can actually morph through gas. Well, you kind of have to pick, okay.
Game.
Am I going to go through the gas, or am I going to go through this enemy here and pick it up? I can just go down to the next floor, go like this. So I think that was a pretty cool effect. I just wish that he would go transparent instead of blue. So yeah, that's the game. So it's really simple, but I think it's kind of fun. I've seen myself playing this over and over. So yeah, definitely give it a try. I'll put that as close. And like I was saying, you can actually go
Game.
more than that. Alright. So now I'm going to show you how the game was made. So let me go ahead here, and I'm not going to show you all the scripts, but I'll definitely show you, I guess, the sorry, the main parts. So one thing is that if we go in the scene, I'm just gonna open up. Also, sorry, this might look weird. It's just I'm using the I'm not using a mouse. I'm not using the touchpad, so it's kind of hard to navigate here. But let me just open up main scene. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a little bit the logic here. If I can, all right, there we go. So here you see, I'm not sure if I can play from here. I just want to show you. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, well, so pretty much what happens is those bars that you see here are actually destroyers. So what's gonna happen is the character keeps on moving and it just respawns everything over and over and over. So this bar here actually destroys everything to avoid too much of a memory leakage. And here at the bottom, there's a destroyer for if you fall down. So those are the two destroyers to keep the game from leaking too much of unneeded assets and stuff like that. Um, and this are what we call the spawners. So here, as you can see, I have the ground that's spawning there to give the different layers. We have the main floor. We also have like some for the power-ups. We have some for the spike dude. So those are all the spawners. So they're at random. So they kind of that's why you can play this game over and over and never have the same game, just because it is randomly generated. And so that's kind of how the world is set up. And if I show you now the code for this, so what I could show you here, I can show you the old script. This was something that we built off. A tutorial project. So a lot of this stuff here is stuff that we built on. This script, however, is something I did myself. So as you can see, I did oil minus equals time delta time times 4, meaning that as time go on, the oil counter goes down. And then here I set a score text. Here it just pretty much checks, so if the oil is under this, change the color to yellow, change it to red, and then if it's above 70, white. So it just kind of gives you a little nice additional clue. And here it says if oil is 0, application low level. So it pretty much just brings you to game over screen if you run out of oil. So that is that. Here we have the runner script, so pretty easy, just follows the camera. Score, again, just kind of increments over time, and then sets the text. Morph script, so that was the thing I did. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff commented out because I did try a few different things, but pretty much the way I got it to work is that I did transform.getComponent box collider 2D enabled equal false. So I pretty much set the box collider 2D to false. On the robot that we had, it actually had two colliders, so I had to set both of them to false, like you see here. So this one set to false, this one set to false. And at the bottom here, you can kind of see, well, here was the color. And the sprite renderer, also this is set back to its original color. And here pretty much just turns back on the collider and all that. So that was the morph script. Destroyer, pretty simple. So he just checks if it's the player, go to level 2, meaning that the game is over. Power up, again, if it's the player that touch it, because we don't want it so that if it overlaps with something that that's get picked up, we just want it that if the player goes over it. So we say other dot tag equals player. So if it does equals to the player, then you go ahead and increase the score and all that. Oil script, so we went over that. Text edit, so it was just a little thing that we did just so we could play around with the text. So that was that. Play button, pretty simple. So we just set a button. If we click on it, then we go to the main world. Game over script. So that actually, I don't think that we used this. No, I don't think that we used this. This, I think, was something that I needed to delete that I didn't delete yet. Yeah, so that's that. Player destroyer. Did we not do player destroyer again? Oh, I'm sorry. So this was actually destroyer. So this actually destroys the object. And also it has a trigger for the player itself, but it also destroys all the object. And then here it's the player destroyer, meaning that it only destroys the player. This one is actually set on the spike dudes. So the spike dudes, again, we don't want it to kill the player if it just touched like a wall, for example. We want it to only destroy the player when it touches it. So that's why we did it that way. I did it that way, I mean. And the HUD script, so this is just pretty much the HUD itself. So how it's showing and stuff like that. So that's the HUD. So yeah, it wasn't too much of a big project, but it was really fun to work with. So that's pretty much all the code for it. I definitely advise you to give it a try. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and enjoy Morphboy. See you later.